Title: The Girl Who Faded into Silence. The night wind swept across the prairie like a restless ghost, carrying with it the faint scent of rain and the echo of distant thunder. Callum Hart, a quiet rancher living miles away from the nearest town, had just finished locking the barn when he heard something unusual, a soft, stifled breath, almost too faint to notice. He froze. Someone was inside. With his lantern held low, he pushed the barn door open slowly. The hinges creaked, and the light spilled across the hay-strewn floor. At first, all he saw were shadows. Then, a slight movement, a shift of hay, and two terrified eyes flashed from the darkness. "Don't," a trembling voice whispered. "Don't give me away." Callum's heart tightened. A young girl, no older than 16, crouched behind the hay bales. Her face was streaked with dirt, her clothes torn, and her breathing fast and panicked. She looked like she had been running for miles. "Who are you?" Callum asked quietly. She hesitated. "Lila. And who are you running from?" Her eyes filled with fear so raw that Callum didn't need an answer. He lowered the lantern, softening his voice. "You're safe here. For now." The girl didn't speak again, but the silence between them said more than words ever could. By morning, Lila was still there. Callum found her sitting silently in the corner, hugging her knees. He offered her water, then food. She accepted both without lifting her gaze. "Lila," he said gently, "I won't force you to talk. But I need to know if someone dangerous is looking for you." Her hands tightened around the cup. "They'll come," she whispered. "They always do." A chill crawled up Callum's spine. Whoever she was hiding from wasn't just trouble, they were determined. The next few days passed in uneasy quiet. Lila rarely spoke, moving like a shadow around the barn, helping with chores, tending the horses, and sleeping where the lantern light reached her. Callum noticed how she watched the horizon often, as if expecting the storm to come walking out of the dust. One evening, as the sun melted into the earth, she finally broke the silence. "You don't ask many questions. I only ask the ones that matter," Callum replied. "And what matters now? That you're safe." Her lips trembled at that, relief mixed with fear. "But safety doesn't last long out here," she whispered. 3 riders appeared on the third night. Callum saw the dust cloud first. Then the silhouettes. Then the cold shine of rifles on their backs. They were searching. He extinguished the lantern and stepped inside the barn. Lila stood in the shadows, gripping her worn blanket. "They're here," she said before he could speak. "I know." Her voice shook. "If they find me, they won't." Callum's tone sharpened with resolve. "But you must trust me now." The riders approached the ranch like wolves scenting prey. Callum walked out to meet them, his face calm, his body steady. "Evening," one of the men said, his eyes roaming the property hungrily. "We're looking for someone. A girl." "Haven't seen anyone," Callum answered. The man smirked. "Mind if we look around?" Callum's fingers brushed the handle of his knife. "I do." A long, dangerous silence fell. Finally, the men turned away, but not with the look of men who believed him. Their horses kicked up a cloud of dust as they rode toward the ridge, scanning every shadow. Callum waited until they were gone. Then he stepped back inside the barn. Lila ran to him, her voice barely a breath. "Why? Why risk yourself for me?" He looked at her, really looked at her. A girl carrying a story heavy enough to break her silence. A girl who had been hunted, chased, terrified, but still alive. "Because," Callum said softly, "everyone deserves a place where they stop running." Before dawn, Callum saddled a gentle mare and handed Lila the reins. "You'll ride east," he told her. "Follow the ridge until the land splits into 2 paths. Take the one that slopes downward. It'll lead you to safety." Lila's eyes glistened. Will I ever see you again?" Callum swallowed hard. "I hope so." She placed a small, trembling hand over his. "Thank you," she whispered. "For giving me silence, when the world only gave me fear." She rode off just as the sky lit with the first blush of morning. Callum watched until she disappeared into the dawn. And in the quiet that remained, he realized something. Some people enter your life like storms. Others leave like whispers. And some, like the girl who faded into silence, never truly leave at all.